Welcome to the Flight Around the World series, Episode 4. In case you missed it in the last episode, we crossed the Norwegian Sea, traversed 600 miles up the Norwegian coast, and crossed the mountains into Sweden. Initially, this episode was going to start with a trip to Stockholm, but I flew all the way down there only to realize I missed something spectacular. So I flew all the way back up to where I started, and then started a search for a place which absolutely stunned me. The most intriguing part was that I didn't have an exact location for this place. The fancy screens on the Bonanza were not going to help me here. I had to pull out my charts and find it the old-fashioned way, with pilotage and dead reckoning.
Don't pray for me, my angel, pray to the ocean tide. We set our sails for deeper seas, heaven knows what we will find. Finds a way. Give me light to find forgiveness. We both know I'm bound to stray from the east and off to the west, from the north to the south. 'Cause I've denied tall tale about my name, but I never had my doubt. Don't pray for me, my angel.
After a little searching, I found a lake that would lead me right to the place I was talking about. And what would be the point of following a lake without doing so at like 10 feet above the water, right? It turned out I had already been here, but it was last episode when I was picking up ice in the clouds. This time, however, the weather cleared, and I got to see what Mother Nature had been hiding this entire time. Studa Park, formed 400 million years ago by two continents colliding into one another and then glaciers carving into the mountains that resulted. Describing it as spectacular would be an understatement. One interesting thing about the park is that while the terrain is very rugged and dramatic, the highest peak is only just over 6,500 feet MSL, which is more than accessible for the Bonanza. The park encompasses almost 500 square miles, and I'm convinced I explored almost all of it. I spent hours just flying around the park, with no rhyme or reason, becoming more and more fascinated with each new mountain, river, and valley I discovered. Wow, what a flight.
Wow, that was quite a flight.
That was incredible. Had I not stumbled on an article online, I wouldn't have even known this place existed. So after getting over what I had just seen, I stopped for some gas, but then, in the words of Jeremy Clarkson,
there was a problem.
With the next sim update, the tail number wasn't displaying on the airplane. And we can't have that, right? I mean, that just looks ridiculous. I tried and tried and tried to fix it, but to no avail. Also, I was beginning to notice a lot of issues with the Bonanza in the game. The controls were overly sensitive, the turn radius was super wide on the ground, which is not how it is in real life, and the airplane actually overperformed when compared to the real thing. On top of all this, I got really busy with work at the same time, so I didn't have time to troubleshoot, let alone continue the journey. And on that terrible disappointment, it's time to end. Bye-bye! You didn't actually think I'd give up that easy, did you? I found a mod called the Bonanza Improvement Project, which fixed all of that, and with a new paint job. So, with a new airplane, a new paint scheme, and a new sense of direction, I was ready to put some ground behind me. Sweden was nice and all, but we've got the rest of the world to explore.